What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today we've got a fun one, speed workout, 6 miles in total, 1 mile up, 4 miles at 10K pace, 7:10 per mile if we can do that, and then a 1 mile cool down. Stick around, see how it goes. If you like running content, maybe like, comment, or subscribe, or watch till the end, make your own decisions. But I'm gonna do my 1 mile warm up, check in a couple times. We'll see how this goes. About to jump into interval number 1. Did one leg. Oh, I'll tell you after. I gotta get going. Okay, let's do it. Oh no. One down, 7:29. Interval number 2, 7:09. Dialed it in. Got a bug in my eye. Endorphin speeds, feeling good. About to turn around. Interval 3. 7:02, a bit too quick, but last one, let's go. Last interval, I think it was like a 7:09. We'll check at the end. Pretty hard, but I also feel like I kept form pretty well in like the dying last quarter mile. So I don't know. Either could have gone a teeny bit harder or could have gone a teeny bit further. By the way, super cooked. Great workout after doing pickup yesterday. And honestly, a 6-week mid-miler, midweeker is definitely excellent for me. So I'm gonna knock out this last down mile and pick it up back at the car. Talk a little bit about the shoes, a little bit about the splits. All right, got a job to do. Finish the job. Six miles in the bag, 4 of those miles in the middle at a goal pace of 7:10 per mile. We're gonna take a look at the splits. I know I said I was gonna pick it back up at the car, but I'm not gonna lie. After doing that cool down mile, I was toasted. Just wanted to get home, shower, and get some calories inside of me. But it gives me an opportunity to recap it now comfortably back at home. But let's take a look at it, and then I'm going to talk a little bit about the Endorphin Speeds and how they are complementing with my Nike, the slower shoe, and also just how I'm building into them after about 150, 160 miles. But first, the workout in itself. Now, we averaged about 8:20 per mile over the 6 miles, and my heart rate definitely got up there, which means towards the end, we were totally getting closer to a VO2 max state. So we were pushing definitely more and more towards the end, but that makes sense because we were keeping same pace, but at a longer time, you're eventually going to start working harder and harder. But the splits, chill 1 mile warm up. The first split, mile number 2, about a 7:30. Honestly, like I said in the video, that took me a little bit to dial in. More of trying to find the pace, not necessarily a difficulty of the speed itself, more of a difficulty of finding it. By the next interval, I think I had tuned in pretty well. I got a 7:09. So honestly, smack on the dot with a goal pace of 7:10. I think I got a little bit ahead of myself after that one, dropped down to a 7:04, but that's still, about as good as it gets. That's as good as it gets for me when it comes to pacing. If I'm within, 10 seconds, overall, pretty happy with that. And then, and then the last one was a 7:09 again. So maybe it was a little bit of being closer to being tired. I couldn't really get ahead of myself, but finished strong. And it's really good to see, a set of 4 miles in there at about that 7:10 pace. I think that's really good for my eventual training of eventually trying a half at 7:40. I don't think my next half marathon will be at that pace, but it's awesome to see that I can, push for that 4 mile window at a pretty quick pace for me. Wrapping up a really great workout. It's really important for me to be getting in, some speed work. And then probably next to that is the end of the week long runs. But in terms of wrapping up that run, that's it. That's sealed. It's packaged. And the only other thing I wanted to talk about was the Endorphin Speeds and how they're honestly coming into their own. This is the Endorphin Speed version 2. I have honestly, at first, I wasn't quite sure if sizing up was good for me. I used to run in the 10s in the version 1. Version 2, I got a 10.5. I wanted a little bit more room. Didn't want them to be so specific, kind of that. The first pair I got, I wanted them tight and appropriate for kind of like a race day shoe that I also trained in. That, and I also wore a handful of other shoes in 10s, switched to 10.5. And I wasn't quite sure at first with the roominess, but I've not had any hot spots, no blisters, but honestly, they've really come into their own in terms of comfort, and especially at these quicker paces. I think they're just such a great shoe, and it's not too different from the first version. I think the nylon plate performs really well the quicker you are going. I honestly think that my form gets better and better the quicker I'm going. I tend to get a little bit lazy at slower paces, but I do think that that perfect combination of the PB midsole with the nylon plate and just being a lightweight shoe, which kind of lends to the other aspect that I now think I really enjoy running in them, is that when comboed now in the rotation with the Nike ZoomX Invincible Flynit, heavier shoe, built like a tank, but that entire ZoomX midsole is just so soft and perfect for a slow daily trainer run, or well, slow to whatever that means to you. That's very subjective, obviously. It's all relative. But being able to combo that shoe with the Endorphin Speed, for me, just really seems to be making the speed days way more fun, way more special, way more mentally. I think just like when you go for the right pair of shoes, you know what kind of workout you're going in for. And that's only, the difference of 2 different shoes. So, if you're one shoe for everything, that's not really relevant to you. But I think a lot of people at this point are getting to a point where they want at least 2 pairs of shoes, if for anything else, to rotate between 2 daily trainers. But right now, I'm just kind of loving the combination of being able to go back and forth between these 2 shoes. And yeah, that is going to wrap up this video. Honestly, killer tempo run. Hopefully you got something out of it. If you did, maybe consider liking, commenting, subscribing to the channel if you're into that kind of thing. We will continue to talk about some marathon training as we move on. I've got a half marathon coming up on 5/15, so we are looking forward to that. It should be a lot of fun. Hills through a state park. Stick around. But that's it. I'll see you in the next video. Peace, everybody. Oh, I got nothing to talk about here. What do we talk about? I've gotten into closing the LCD screen, so now I'm just looking at the lens and hoping things are working out. It's just between you and me, though. Cool as a cucumber. Okay.